Well, the screen says I'm live. Good morning. Hey, yo. My name is Kelly Wilson, and this is Real Talk, where I talk about voiceover and mostly voiceover, but other stuff. I am a voice actor I do e learnings, I do explainer videos, do commercials, medical narrations, training. I do some children's content too, a lot more. I do not do audiobooks. I've tried it. Maybe one day I'll try it again. Not really for me. I can't personally read an entire book. Next to my, nightstand, I have, like, 5 books that I have started in various chapters. I'm the weirdo who reads the first page and then goes to the end and be like, "I need to know the end." So that's kinda how yeah, I'm weird. I love audiobooks, love listening, but anyways, so today, let's talk about why taking singing lessons was the best thing for my voiceover career, plus coffee, my morning voice, and possibly my one-year-old, he might wake up, so this should be fun. Okay, coffee. So, real talk here. So, like 5 years ago, I think, really horrible at time. About 5 years ago, I took singing lessons, like legit singing. About 5 years ago, also, I started working at a local community college, and part of, like, the perks of working there was you could take classes for either free or, like, super discount. So, they had singing classes, and I'm like, I can totally work this angle for voiceover." Plus, I kinda like it. It's hard, and, I wanted to check it out. So, it was totally worth it. So, um, so I guess a perk of taking these singing lessons was, that you can, do it on the or do it very affordably. I don't like the word cheap. If you're like me when I first started out and you needed, an affordable option for singing, not really singing, but for performance, then consider taking some, classes over at your community college. So, um, yeah, that saved me a whole boatload of money and got me a lot of fantastic experience. Also time. So this was like 1 hour a week over an entire semester. And this was 1 hour one-on-one singing with a professional opera singer dude. His speaking voice was amazing, and his singing voice was like an angel, like an actual angel singing, and this was the dude who got to teach me. So, it was great. Um and having that one-on-one time for 1 hour a week over an entire semester, if you're learning anything, time really does make magical things happen. So this one-on-one time each week was not just singing, but it was like this, um sure, it was singing, but it was like, "All right, hello, quick small talk, boom, jump right into it," because all we had together was an hour, right? So, it would start with warm-ups. So, when you do voiceover, you need to know how to warm up, right? So, I'd learn how to warm up, and then I'd learn how to sing, and, it was so good. Also, this experience made me completely uncomfortable. Singing is really hard. Singing good, singing well, reading music, singing properly, putting all the pieces together, super-de-duper hard, which is a lot like voiceover. Voiceover ain't easy, man. You gotta read the script, you gotta, pull up the, scratch track, you gotta make sure you say the pronunciation right, so you're putting all these pieces that are not simple together, and that is similar to singing. Practice. So I had to practice every single day. So I had to practice with the teacher for, like, an hour, and then he was like, "You have to practice every single day," and I said, "Why?" He said, "Because at the end of this semester, you're going to be doing a live performance in front of other people, and they're going to judge you." Well, he didn't say that part, but that's how I took it. So, doing these singing lessons, I knew I had to practice every single day because at the end of the semester, I was going to be singing live, wearing a dress, makeup, hair, the full shabammy in front of people. So I guess you can say there was a carrot stick situation, but that encouraged me to practice. So I practiced every single day. And I don't practice as much as I used to when I first started out in voiceover. Um, because I practice so much on the front end, now I can just jump into my studio and do the thing. So taking those singing lessons and being forced to practice every single day out of fear of, being in front of a live audience and sucking, that was a huge motivator and a, huge thing that has catapulted, where I am today. All right, pressure. And I kinda mentioned, at the end of this semester, I was gonna have to do the sing performance thing. And so there was lots of pressure there to, um, practice every day and not just the night before. And also each time I would, do these singing lessons, my teacher we'd only do, like, the first part of the song, and we'd go over it until I could get it perfectly. So, I would do that with the teacher one-on-one. I need to practice it at home. So then by the next week, I needed to master that one part so we could add to the next part. And then we'd try to master that part and on and on and on. And we just keep adding. So this pressure to constantly practice and then constantly iterate and make each step better really forced me to actually do it. And I need pressure to actually do something. And all of this front end work has helped me in the back end for voiceover. Okay, next, taking singing lessons, performance. So, just like in a live directed session. So, I'm a voice actor. I do a lot of directed sessions. So, kind of like how I am right now. I mean, I'm using StreamYard to stream this. So, I got my headphones on. So, usually I can't see the people. Yes, I know I need to buy a webcam, but but usually it's just audio, right? And we're talking back and forth to each other. And we're in a directed session. I have the script. The director or directors are in my ear telling me how to do the stuff. So that's a performance. And honestly, once you go to perform, once you go to walk on stage, all of a sudden your heart starts beating and you're nervous and you're sweating and you're visually like, and not just visually scared, but also there's this body thing that you do when you're nervous. You like hunch over, and honestly think it's like you're trying to get more air easily because your adrenaline's going. And that poor body posture can affect, the way you sound. So that performance and that pressure that I had to go through, really prepared me for a live directed session, um, because we did these dry runs before you went and you sang, um, in front of a live audience, and you'd go and you'd do the practice session, and you'd sound so good in the training with your teacher, and then you'd go to your training session, uh, you'd go, your dry run through performance in front of an audience of people, and they'd make you practice in front of an audience of people, and you'd realize that one-on-one with your coach, you finally were like, "All right, I'm okay. I'm not nervous in front of you." And then you step in front of an audience and all of a sudden you're like, you need to breathe into a bag and you can't perform and you forget your lines and you're nervous and your mind is racing and blah blah blah. Similar things happen when you do a directed session for the first time. Okay. So this was a fantastic way to train, get your feet wet essentially, and not have to do a live directed session and suck. Instead, you can just suck in front of in front of an audience of people while you do your singing lessons. So yeah, this was a great experience to kind of get rid of that and figure out how to, like, okay, I'm nervous, I'm afraid, but let me just shake it off. Let me stand into my power pose because you took these singing lessons for an entire semester. You now know how to stand, how to get your body to do all the things you want it to do. And that brings me to the mind body voice connection. So when you sing every single day, as I did during these lessons, I was able to figure out, all right, what is my body doing? What is my voice doing? And how am I standing? How am I breathing? How am I, does it hurt when I sing? Where is my voice coming from within my body? Is it in my throat? Is it in the front of the throat, back of the throat? Is it inside my diaphragm? Is it in my chest? Like literally, um, we went through just where the voice is coming from and how it sounds and then how it feels in your body, and just practicing that for an entire semester, um, I now know that one, I now know how to not hurt my voice, which hurting your voice hurts, but then it affects it later. So then if you hurt it once, it kind of the rest of the day, it hurts and it doesn't sound as good. So that's not good. So, this mind body voice connection thing that I was able to learn, from taking singing lessons was probably the hugest, best thing ever. Also, there's warm-up exercises. I've talked about sirens before, and it gets your whole body warmed up, kinda like warming up right before you go and work out or something. And it's almost this workout stretch, warm-up thing. And not just that, but the wine cork, the chapstick, there was just so many other, vocal warm-ups that I was able to learn, which I mean, I told the singing instructor straight up, I'm like, "Hi, I'm here for voiceover. I want you to teach me your ways, so I can use it for voiceover." And that's exactly what I did. Also, taking singing lessons gave me confidence. So my at some point, while I'm preparing to do the live, singing performance song that I learned and perform it in front of a bunch of people, I had to perform it. We were doing like dry runs. So before I did the final on stage thing, he would cart me into classrooms, singing classrooms. So other like singing majors who were, young kids. I'm this older chick. I'm old now to some people. Um, and he'd cart me in there and he'd have me sing. And, at some point, I should have wrote it down what exactly he said, but at some point, he said something to the effect of, um, the way your voice sounds is full, robust, and he said something else. I think he said, "Your voice is like dark chocolate," which I'm all about the dark chocolate. And I think he said it's like smooth as dark chocolate or something like that. I should have wrote it down, but I was like, I fell in love with him, and I was like, "Well, I will divorce my husband for you." Um, but, I didn't. But it was a really good it pumped me up, and it really gave me that confidence. So as soon as he said that, I was finally able to hear the fact uh, that yes, my voice sounded really good, and, uh, and I had it in me. And it wasn't really about this sounding good thing, it was about realizing my power, realizing my confidence that I could do it. And not only the singing, but, you take that into voiceover too. So, taking these singing lessons gave me so many tools in my toolbox for voiceover, and I continue to use it today. And I highly encourage you to do it because it was 1 hour each week for an entire semester. So if you can find a community college or university or whatever near you that offers singing lessons, and I know when I'm recording this, we're full on in COVID, maybe they can offer you a virtual singing lesson experience, which when you do a directed session, 100% of my directed sessions are virtual. I don't go to someone's studio. Even before COVID, I just never did. Um, I work in a tiny town. I could, drive to Boise, but, honestly, I don't want to. So, the way my studio is set up is for, directed sessions that are virtual. So if you can locate a community college near you or a university and do your own singing lessons and make them virtual, then that is going to, give you all the tools in the toolbox that I just went over, but also help you, figure out this online virtual environment. "Hey, Toby, thanks. Yay, someone's listening and actually commented. I like it." So that's it for me. Again, I'm Kelly Wilson. I'm a voice actor for commercials, e-learnings, explainer videos, medical narrations, trainings, children's content, and a lot more. And you can find out more about me, kellywilsonvo.com. And if you want to score my freebie, 5 fantastic voice actors to add to your roster, then go to kellywilsonvo.com/subscribe and get it. And yeah, one of those voice actors is me. So do me a favor, subscribe, rate, review, follow, all the things that you can do depending on what platform, because we're live on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and I'll throw this up on my YouTube channel too. And then we're just gonna repurpose this puppy on my podcast. I am a busy human being, and I encourage you to steal my thunder. Like I'm using StreamYard, I'm going live once, I'm gonna repurpose it all over the places. So Yeah, dude, do it too, if you'd like. So if you have a question or would like for me to cover something on here, please pop in the comments or email me, kelly@kellywilsonvo.com. I would love to know more about what you want to hear more about. So this has been Real Talk, where I talk about voiceover and other stuff, and I keep it real. Have a fantastic day. I hope you found this helpful. And a lesson I learned yesterday: remember, fill your cup first, then, only then, you can help other people. And hopefully you can do that today. I'm going to drink more coffee. All right. Have an awesome day later. Thanks for listening. Peace.